before I start, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Waharaka Kadash, double honors to the elders and apostles in Israel who will and teach well, to the Akim and the Iwas and Byways and those pushing this word in truth and sincerity, to the brothers and sisters in the truth. Now, something I wanted to touch on is the fear of the Most High. One of the reasons why a lot of our people act the way they do is because they have no fear for the Most High. Now, look at the old mobster movies. You got your Scarface. When these dons said certain things, people feared them and obeyed what they said, because they know that, what, if we didn't do what they say, it would be a bad consequences. There'll be bad consequences that will fall upon us. Back then you had the things like swimming with the fishes, where they might give you a lead boot, cement your foot in concrete and throw in the sea. Yeah? And so therefore that would bring obedience to people, because they feared the consequences that would happen to them for disobedience. Now, our people today, we don't fear the Most High because we don't fear the consequences that it will bring upon us. This is why we go off the way we do and do the things we do. We tend to fear Esau more than we fear the Most High. Now, the Bible said that the scriptures were written for our learning. So let's see what's written in the scriptures, something that we can learn from. This is Psalms 119, verse 120. It says, "My flesh trembleth for fear of thee, and I am afraid of thy judgments." So this is one of the main reasons why our people do what they do, why they go about their merry ways, not paying any attention to the words of the Most High, because they don't fear the judgments of the Most High. And the Most High is known by his judgments. When we came out of Egypt, how were we as a people known? How was our God known? By his judgments. There's let me quickly bring that. There's precepts to even show that. This is Joshua chapter 9, and I'll start 8. It says, "And they said unto Joshua, Where are thy servants? And Joshua said unto them, Who are ye? And from whence come ye? And they said unto him, From a very far country thy servants are come, because of the name of Yahweh thy power, for we have heard the fame of him, and all that he did in Egypt." Now, these people here, they were pulling a fast one, because we were going around conquering various nations, and they didn't want to be conquered, so they pulled a fast one on us and made Joshua, basically make an oath with them. It says, verse 10, "And all that he did to the two kings of the Amorites that were beyond Jordan, to Sihon king of Heshbon, and to Og king of Bashan, which was at Astaroth. Wherefore our elders and all the inhabitants of our country spake to us, saying, Take victuals with you for the journey, and go to meet them, and say unto them, We are your servants. Therefore now make ye a league with us." And why did they do that? They did that because of the fear that they had for us, which ultimately came because of what the Most High did for us. So there was a fear for our power. And this is what our people don't have today. They don't have the fear for the Most High, And the Most High is bringing all these judgments upon the earth little by little for our people to get themselves right, to recognize the Most High, to put back that fear of the Most High in us, because that will bring obedience to us. This is one of the reasons why we are in the truth. I speak for myself. When I saw a breakdown of Deuteronomy chapter 28, that resonated with me, and I believed that I was an Israelite based upon those prophecies that was written. And that put a certain fear to me to say, well, if that's resonated with my soul, to know that, what, the Most High put us through all of this because of our disobedience, then the fear that came with me, in me, is that, it's wise now for me to start to try and obey the Most High, not just because, it can help me escape judgment later on down the line, because we're hoping for the Most High to have mercy upon us, but also because there's promises in the scriptures that he says we would receive if we actually fear and obey him. And our people don't fear the Most High. They don't have faith in the Most High. They don't believe in anything that the Most High says. Now, when you read Hebrews 11 and 6, it says that he's a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Our people don't believe that there's any reward in seeking the Most High. They don't believe that there's any reward in fearing the Most High. Our people actually fear Esau more than they fear the Most High. Now, what did Yahushua say to us? Matthew 10 and 28, it says, "And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul." Yeah, man can kill the body. He can't kill your soul. Yeah, it's only the Most High that can destroy your soul. But because of our fear of death, more likely because of the unknown for those of our people that's not in the truth, we tend to fear man. We tend to fear man because of the death that man may put upon us. But look at the 7 brothers and their mum. Me personally, I wouldn't want to go through none of the things that they go through, yeah, because the death that they had upon them were, it wasn't easy death. It was serious death. But at the same time, there's that fear, which I hope the Most High keeps within me, to know that I'd rather go through that than be getting a temporary pass from Esau. Because that's what it is. When we fear man, we're only getting a temporary pass from whatever man may bring upon us. But at the end of the day, it's the Most High that ordains our death. So we want to be on the right side of the Most High, but we go through the things that we go through, or do the things that we do, I should say, because there's a lack of fear for our power. And the Most High is looking to bring that fear back upon the earth. Put his fear back upon the earth, put his name back upon the earth. Like we just read in Joshua, the deliverance to come, the Most High is going to set his name back upon the earth. And all nations are going to have that fear that that nation had. Yeah, because they're going to see the power and the glory of the Most High. Now this is Psalms. And we'll bring this out. Camp this one there. Psalms 15:22. It says, "Now consider this, ye that forget the Most High," which is a reason why we have that lack of fear. We've forgotten the Most High. We've forgotten the things that he's done. We've forgotten who our power is. We've forgotten how great and mighty our power is. It says, "Now consider this, ye that forget the Most High, lest I tear you in pieces and there be none to deliver." That's basically tough talk. But because of the lack of fear, we tend to fear man more than the Most High. Which is, we've got it the wrong way around. We're meant to fear the Most High over man. Yeah, that's the type of fear we're meant to have. That fear actually, and it's a healthy fear because it keeps us in check. It keeps us, it's meant to keep us in check. It's meant to keep us on the right path. 2 Ezra 16 and 19 speaks about famine, plague, tribulation, roughly paraphrasing, are sent as scourges for amendment. That's the Most High jacking us up so that we can amend our ways. But it says, "But for all these things, they shall not be mindful of the scourges," the plagues that the Most High is currently bringing upon the earth. You look at certain articles, it's talking about Russia, speaking about nuclear, and all the threats and tough talk that's happening amongst these nations. Our people don't realize that it's the Most High putting it in their spirit to do this because he has a plan to use them to destroy this kingdom. The destruction of this kingdom means the salvation and the redemption of our people, the elect of our people. That's how we're going to get to go home. Many of our people don't want to see this place destroyed because they're quite comfortable in this kingdom. Yeah. Therefore, they rather fear Esau, who can give them benefits in this kingdom, than fear the Most High, not realizing that Everything that happens that comes our way is ordained and authorized by the Most High anyway. And we're meant to be um, seeking the kingdom. Yeah, the kingdom to come, not this kingdom, because there's everything in this kingdom is actually perishable. This is what our people tend to forget. It's perishable. You're seeking after certain riches or whatever in this kingdom, not bearing in mind that you're gonna die and leave them behind you, man. Nothing in this kingdom that we obtain we can take with us when we die. So why build up treasures in this kingdom when we can build up treasures in the kingdom to come? Yeah, why we don't do that? Because of a lack of fear for our power. This is Sirach 23. A second, 23. It's like what was that precept? Sirach 23 and 19. Actually, I'll start at 18. It says, a man that breaketh wedlock, saying thus in his heart, who seeth me? I am compassed about with darkness. The walls covereth me. And this is the thing with a lot of our people. We believe that, the Most High ain't seeing. That's a Esau spirit as well. Because he has that same mentality when you read Psalms chapter 5, like, who sees me? Our people think that the wickedness that we do is not being seen, which is a reason why we continue in the wickedness that we do. It says, I am compassed about with darkness, the walls cover me, and nobody seeth me. What need I to fear? You see? You think no one's seen you? Well, at the end of the day, the angels are recording everything that we do. And this is being brought back to the Most High. So he's seen everything that we do. It says, the Most High will not remember my sins. Pride. It says, such a man only feareth the eyes of men. Yeah, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. So there's nothing that we can do that we can hide from the Most High. That in itself should bring fear, knowing that everything you do is being seen, and there will be a recompense for such behavior, man. There's a recompense. To second Ezra 8. Ooh. Second Ezra 8. Second Ezra 8 and I start 20. It says, O Lord, thou that dwellest in everlastingness, which beholdest from above things in the heaven and in the air, showing you that nothing that happens goes without being seen. It says, whose throne is inestimable, whose glory may not be comprehended, before whom the host of angels stand with trembling. Imagine that. The angels themselves, they stand in trembling of the Most High. But us being man, because of our pride, our sinful ways, we dare not fear the Most High. That's to our own destruction, man. It says, whose service is conversant in wind and fire. Yeah? These are things that the Most High used to bring judgment upon this earth and upon people, whose word is true and sayings constant, whose commandment is strong and ordinance fearful. Yeah, it's a fearful thing, as it says in Hebrews 10:31. It's a fearful thing to fall into hands of the living power. Our people don't have that fear, man. You need to bring that fear back into your life. That fear will keep you on the right track. That fear will keep you in good stead with the Most High. This is what we need, man. We need to have that fear back within us. But it's just something I wanted to touch on. Hopefully it was edifying. Know that many of our people don't have no fear for the Most High, which is why we continue in the lifestyle that we do. You look at these rappers, they're a good example of people that have no fear. Their fear is losing the wealth that Esau has allowed them to obtain, not realizing that it's the Most High that makes rich, is the one that makes poor. Yeah, fear him, man. That's what the scripture speaks about. It says, fear him. That's what we need to do. Yeah. For a lack of fear, many of our people are gonna die. But like I said, there's something I wanted to touch on. Keep your fear up, Israel, man. That will help keep you on the right path. So with that, I'm gonna close out. I'm gonna give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Waharaka Kadash, Kwame Sha'Allah.